Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to my channel Tarot Z. I'm Z and I'm going to be doing a tarot reading, finding out what are the messages that come through, the cards that are coming out in this reading for you today. So let's begin, let's find out what comes through. Thank you so much for joining and for being here for the reading. So let's begin. So the first card that we have is the Four of Swords. It's showing up in the reverse. And we have the Knight of Swords. And we have the Hierophant. So the Hierophant we do have Taurus energy. The bottom of the deck we have the Three of Wands in the reverse. So with this Three of Wands showing up in the reverse, I do feel like this is a moment where it's like you're waiting on someone may be waiting on you, but I do feel like things are at a bit of a standstill right now. But I do feel like the delay is for a reason. And I do feel like being able to have something that you want out of a situation is something that is kind of delayed, is kind of moving forward slowly, slower than you had expected. But I do feel like it's on its way. We have the Four of Swords showing up in the reverse. And with this Four of Swords showing up in the reverse, I do feel like this is about being able to experience hearing from someone. I do feel like it's coming after a period of silence or a period of having had been in a space where things were kind of stagnant. I do feel like things may have felt a little bit stuck, but I do feel like with the Four of Swords showing up in the reverse, that this is about having had been able to really prepare or having had been able to really think things over. So do feel like when it comes to someone you're dealing with, they are in a space where they may have been thinking a lot about you, about your situation, about the current situation especially, and I do feel like they have a lot that they have been thinking about. So I do feel like it's a very mental energy. With it showing up in the reverse, I also feel like that all of those thoughts is something they intend on expressing to you. So this Four of Swords showing up in the reverse, I do feel like this is someone who is either reaching out to you, they are communicating to you, and I do feel like there may have been times where it could have felt as though things had gone quiet with this person, but I do feel like they're coming out or they're expressing something to you, and I do feel like there is actually quite a lot that is there. So with this Knight of Swords showing up, I do feel like this is also about communication. So I do feel like there is also this energy of someone rushing in with a lot that they have to say or that they have on their mind. And I do feel like with this Knight of Swords showing up over here, that this is a bit of a quick energy. So I do feel like when being able to actually express or be able to get something across, there's even that sense of urgency behind it. But it's a pretty driven energy. And I do feel like it's also an energy that is very quick because things are progressing, moving forward, and that's really also a good sign, because that Three of Wands showing up in the reverse, I do feel like is a feeling of being in a space where things may feel delayed. I do feel like once things start to take off, that things move forward and even move forward at a quick rate with a situation, with a person. And I do feel like with the Hierophant showing up over here, that this is a pretty serious energy as far as even being very decisive and being in a space where there is a certain way of doing things, and when it comes to the actions, it's like it's going according to a certain way of doing things, or it's in line with what you expect is what I mean. So I'm going to clarify these cards. So we have the King of Pentacles. We have the Justice card. and we have the Eight of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Cups. So this Nine of Cups showing up here at the bottom of the deck, this is an energy of contentment. I also feel like it's also a very independent energy and feeling very content and whole within yourself. So I do feel like this is a very personal energy and being in a space where there's a lot of satisfaction on a personal level with even just your emotions, your feelings. And I also feel like with this Nine of Cups showing up at the bottom of the deck, this is the energy of a wish fulfillment in a situation. So this Three of Wands showing up in the reverse, I do feel like there's this feeling of things taking time or being in a space where there is some delay, some feeling of being delayed or waiting on someone. And I do feel like it's because what's coming is even greater than what you expect. With the Nine of Cups showing up over here, I do feel like the situation is bringing out the sense of experiencing a lot of feeling fulfilled. So I do feel like what you're waiting on is great. I do feel like even with this Nine of Cups showing up here at the bottom of the deck, this is a pretty fortunate energy. I also feel like it's very satisfying even on an emotional level, and it's something you can feel and something that you can see when it materializes. So we have the King of Pentacles showing up over here. So when it comes to this King of Pentacles, I do feel like this is dealing with someone who is in a space where they are doing quite well. I do feel like they're quite stable. I do feel like they are also in a position where they are able to show up in a way that's very mature. I do feel like also on the practical side of things, they show up in a way that's very conducive to your connection. This person is actually very protective over you and protective over your connection. I do feel like that's because they value it. I also feel like this person is invested. A lot more invested than even you realize, but I also feel like was something that you're going to be able to see when it comes to how invested they are with this King of Pentacles. With this Justice card showing up over here, I do feel like there is an element of experiencing a connection that really revolves around being able to be open with one another and being able to be truthful. So I do feel like there could be some discussions that's happening, and I feel like that's also to bring things back into perspective as far as bringing back a sense of fairness into your connection. And I do feel like that's something that's important within a connection for you. With this Knight of Swords, it's almost as if there's a desire to be able to really clear the air, clear someone's name, and I do feel like there is going to be a conversation. There are messages coming in, and I feel like with this connection that this is about being able to really establish boundaries within your connection. I do feel like it's important, and I also feel like this person's ready to show up for that level of a conversation with you. So we have the Eight of Pentacles showing up under the Hierophant. But this Eight of Pentacles, this is a hardworking energy, and I do feel like when it comes to your connection, you are dealing with a person who's a hard worker. But I also feel like when it comes to being a hard worker, it's something that's also encompasses your connection and being able to work on your connection and not just work and the professional side of things. Even though this person may be someone who is a hard worker, even on the professional side of things with the King of Pentacles. But I do see them trying to make the effort to make things work with you in your connection. And I feel as though they are devoted with the Hierophant showing up over here. There is strong commitment energy, and I also feel like there is also that willingness to make things work, and I do feel like there is also commitment in this connection. And I feel like when it comes to the actions being taken, it's with a goal, an end goal of a strong commitment in mind. So I'm going to clarify these cards. So we have love yourself first. And we have let your friends help you. and we have romantic feelings. So with this Love Yourself First card coming out over here, I am getting this pertaining to this Four of Swords. I do feel like there may have been a period where there could have been some silence. I do feel like it could have even been something that felt like someone giving you the silent treatment. But I do feel like with this Love Yourself First card showing up over here, this is really this person, and I even feel like you may be in this space where it's like you are prioritizing self-care, also putting yourself first. And I feel like there's a lot to be gained. It's quite rewarding when it comes to turning your focus onto yourself. And I do feel like that is a place that is necessary for making this connection work, to be able to experience. So I do feel like with this Love Yourself First card showing up over here, that this is also about being able to tap into an even better version of yourself as a result of having been able to kind of experience that energy that is, it's more so independent. I'm also getting with that Nine of Cups showing up over here. That is also something that feels like it's been a journey, but I do feel like it's rewarding and fulfilling on an emotional level to be able to put yourself first. And I do feel like even this person that you're dealing with that Four of Swords showing up in the reverse, that this is a lesson that they're learning too. But with the Let Your Friends Help You card showing up over here, I am getting an energy of letting your friends in on your connection and being able to have a second opinion, have advice from people outside of your connection when it comes to your relationship. I do feel like also when it comes to this connection with this person, that this is also something where it is known. Your connection is one that is known by others. So I do feel like hearing from others is also a part of your connection, and I actually feel as though they may have really good advice, especially pertaining referring to your connection and seeing you in the ins and outs of your connection. But with the romantic feelings card showing up over here, I do feel like this is pertaining to that Nine of Cups. I feel like it's a journey, and I feel like when it comes to the feeling side of things, it's unfolding slowly but surely over time, more and more. I do feel like this connection is one that has come a long way, and I do feel like there is this energy of being in a space where being able to be open with this person is something that's happening right now in your connection. I do feel like there's an expression of where you're at, and also this person expressing where they're at in your connection. And I do feel like you collaborate well as far as even working towards relationship goals with that Hierophant and this Eight of Pentacles. So I do feel like this could work, and I do feel like this is working in a very nice way within your connection. So those are the messages I'm getting with these cards for you, Sagittarius, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, Sagittarius.